And I suppose we're live. It's actually a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. Well, with any luck, we should have things going. Uh, Without further ado, folks, welcome one and all to the Mechpit chat, where I, your host, Ironcaster, I'm here to talk about some big robots because who doesn't want to see big old man-made monstrosity machines just going to town on people? And then I want to talk about this with some friends because, come on, guys, don't you just want to watch stuff get destroyed and see just bigger than life machines going nuts? I certainly think so. Oh, 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 okay, but apparently not. Looks like I had a little pop up for what I thought was supposed to be my Rumble link, but that is apparently I will have to fix. But no matter, because we're not here to talk about Rumble. No, we're here to talk about a little known series from '89, Mobile Suit Gundam 00E, War in the Pocket. But of course, I can't talk about this alone because, well, I think it's more fun to talk about these things with friends and nerd out over big robot mechs. Without further ado, there's a punk waddle here.
Hey,
what up, Sheriff?
That's Gundam Waddle to you.
Okay. I guess I'll have to go and I would go and change all the tagging in that, but I mean we're already live, so we'll just go with it.
It's too late now. But no, this is this I will say this avatar was brought to you by Whitechapel when he was doing all his Yu-Gi-Oh cards and such, and there's a full picture out of Gundam Waddle, but yeah, I definitely really appreciate this avatar for this specific topic. Yeah. No, I'm excited to talk about this because, like I said, this is a fun one. It's a I don't know. I just like talking about mechs and Gundams with people, honestly.
I mean, I don't know if necessarily calling War in the Pocket a fun one is necessarily the right answer.
Okay, it's a good one.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say this. Maybe from a lot of the later stuff, like the Build Fighters and some of the other later things that are just so kind of cheesy and silly, and even I would say even the latest real The Witch from Mercury, I feel like this one has a lot more weight and depth and full character plot development, even in 6 episodes, than some of those do.
And I suppose we should probably just start with a brief description of what happens in this.
Yeah.
So to kind of bring people up to speed a little bit, this is of course an entry in the long-running Gundam franchise, which has been going on for 4 years. Maybe you've heard of it. And this is like the, I think, 3rd or 4th entry in the overall franchise. So the events of this are taking place at the tail end of at the end of basically the primary of the main series, and this is its own little standalone story of a little colony in space that's been outside of the realm of the war, when that war has been brought to them.
It's been ravaging the rest of the world, really.
Yeah. Our main character is in the top left there, this little kid named Al, who winds up stumbling upon and discovering a soldier from one of the factions who he befriends, who's come there because of reports and rumors of the opposite's faction using it as a front to develop military weapons. So you have this friendship in a battlefield with a 11-year-old kid who's being basically sort of shown the front line of the war. Would you say I had that pretty accurate there?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess there's a comparison I have to another movie, but I kind of want to delay that. But no, it's really interesting how the tone of this is really through the eyes of a child, because the music the pacing, the scenes that it shows the way it tells you as opposed to what it could show you is very really good story writing and really good development.
Yeah, and at only 6 episodes, this is also a really short series.
Yeah.
So I mean, and plus this one I thought was perfect to pick out for now because hey, we're at the end, we're at the tail end of the year. We just had New Year's, and which is kind of also in part tied in with this, where there's like a Christmas parade during this.
Yeah, it's tied around Christmas. It's yeah, like Die Hard. I wouldn't say it's a Christmas show, but it is very integral to the plot points, and yeah, lots of elements are used in it.
So how many times would you say you've seen this a number of times before? Because I got to admit, like for myself, I knew how this ends, and this is my first time actually sitting down and watching it through proper.
I would say about 3 or so years ago, I started buying a lot of Gundam DVDs that I could afford or find. Like the Zetas are hard, but I got Wing, I got this one, I got 003, I got the original series of the movies versions, and a few other things. So I would say this is at least my second or third time to watch it all the way through.
And how does this ring for you? Because this one is, I would say, in the upper echelon of Gundam franchises for me, just in overall.
hmm Uh, I like you said, what this is early on in the Gundam show's storytelling, so this one doesn't follow the stereotypical or just the typical. Oh, there's a kid who shouldn't understand war that somehow is able to, beyond their understanding, to operate this super secret scientific machine and protect all their friends and thrust in to be the pilot, and save everybody, and having to deal with the conflicts of war as being the one who's uh, in charge of it. It takes a kid who's just like you said, doesn't really know anything about the war, doesn't really understand the consequences of it at the beginning, and he's just kind of swept up in the emotion of, hey, this is neat, this is interesting thing, there's a big robot there. Like his friends are all like, hey, we're gonna go out and I'm jumping ahead, but they're all trying to find things that got left by the machines and all that jazz.
And yeah, the thing is, it doesn't shy away from showing just how brutal like a war can be, and I think that's a really important thing to take away from this, because
Yeah.
you have these two kids there that are just they're kids. They think war is just all exciting and it's just like cool and things going pew pew, and never quite realizing just what that can actually entail. That how violent and
Ouch.
truly tragic war is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good image right there. And the art, because it's in the late '80s, it's the light. It's nothing CGI. It's all beautifully drawn. Some of the space shots are super dark because there's not much lighting in space, but you can see those ominous, magnificent silhouettes, and it's something of a different era for sure.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I was actually wanting to bring up is the art for this is just beautiful. This is that we are at like the peak animation for a lot of the anime stuff.
hmm
We're still everything's still hand drawn. Everything just you're getting just enough detail into the show with from panel to panel. They knew where they were able to like really put the effort and put the time in to sell this.
Oh yeah, like just some of the still shots of stuff, which I'm sure you'll show some of them maybe later. Like the Zaku on the hillside is just. I want a poster of that because it's just so well drawn. Um, uh, Sorry, going back to the gravity of war, which I know we've talked about before. Before we get away from it, is like the because Gundam was one of the. I was talking about this after the New Year's show last night. Some of the people, but it in Japan in the East, it was the Gundam that was taking the silliness of sci-fi to a whole another level with the animation of Gundam. Instead of mecha versus kaiju, it's mecha versus mecha versus the depth, like the real life war and all this stuff. That there's no clear winner. And then over here in America, we had Star Wars in '79, which was turning silly space stuff into a space opera, which I don't think the gravity is quite the same, but with animation versus real life action, you have to give some sort of understanding that you can't do the same thing necessarily without the gravity hitting in a different way. But it's really interesting to see the juxtaposition of that era developing. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, as we all know, Gundam has taught us that gravity holds down our hearts. Our souls are weighed down by Earth's gravity.
That's true. That's very true.
And by the way, look how beautiful some of these like little publicity images were for this series. It's all watercolors. Like this is what I want posters of.
Yes, like that looks like a movie poster, bar none. Charcaster. I don't know. I mean, maybe Quattro Vagina Caster. Oh, okay.
I don't know. That guy's pretty cool. I mean, what can I say? He's got such a way with words. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
Thanks.
But
very well done.
It's such a dumb clip. I love it.
Whew. Yeah. But yeah, Chris, like, oh man, I don't know. Are we still talking about the whole concept, or are we getting into the story?
I mean, we kind of go wherever we feel like we need to. Like
the way the characters are introduced, it feels like a warmth. There's a warmth to this. Like there's this kind of late 80s, like just a not quite sitcom, but there's just this warmth to when you meet Al, when you meet Chris, who's his neighbor who just came home on leave or whatever, and then when you meet all these people, there's just this playfulness. Like,
you're able to kind of see sort of this little hint of normalcy during an ongoing war.
Yeah.
Where you're able to kind of forget that, hey, Amuro is at this point currently like experiencing all the like PTSD and killing Zaku's by the hundreds.
Yeah, because it's even referenced that Gundam's killed so many Zaku's. Like, we're towards the end of the 1 year war, right?
Yeah. This is basically just like early. This is early to mid December. So basically, the Aboa coup has happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Big Zam has come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. DJ Ronnie is his second or third Gundam miniseries.
Yeah.
And that's another interesting thing, is because there are just so many of these little stories that have come along that we've been able to get. Like the fact that we are still getting Gundam miniseries like around the 1 year war. Like the upcoming Netflix series is supposed to be doing just that.
Mm-hmm.
Though personally, I would want to see kind of move forward a little bit and kind of get some of the stuff around like the Titans.
Yes, that's a big big thing because what some of the intro to the Titans is in 0083, but then the whole most of their ships and most of their stuff was just done in magazines. There wasn't really, and I know there's some stuff in the what there's manga development. I know that Zakarot guy has done some stuff on development of the Zeta, but there's so oh gosh, all their mecha and all their stuff kind of lives in I don't know. I want it more.
Well, I mean that, and there's also the outcrying fan demand
Hmm.
for the stuff around. What was the pirate one? Oh,
Crossbones,
yes, Crossbones Gundam.
because yeah, what? How much of that is actual canon, and how much of that is just wonderful art?
I mean, look, it's all canon until some new animation comes along that says otherwise.
I do love the Crossbones. In fact, I have. I might have the HGs of. I might have the RG of the regular one, but I might have gotten some of the full cloth. I might have metal fix compositor fix configurations of um, the full cloth versions of the regular and X Zero, and I may have a few other things of those because I'm not a big fan of the crossbones at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, the interesting thing here is what is something that to kind of get back to double 80 here.
Mm.
We have a female Gundam pilot, which is truly like a first here.
Yeah, this is way before its time, before women could do stuff.
Mhm.
Like Danny Trejo said.
Yeah. Women can pilot Gundams now.
Exactly, and it's yeah. I mean, she is a test pilot, but still.
Yeah, no, still, and I mean that's the thing. She's piloting what should have been sent to Amuro is
Mhm.
what this sets out with.
Yeah, that guy on the white base. Yep, this was supposed to be his next thing.
Because at this point, or they had made explicitly clear, like Amuro was basically getting to the upper end of what the Gundam was able to do. Like it was
Mhm.
time for some serious upgrades.
Yep.
So that's kind of an interesting little way we're working things in. And at this point with the franchise, they were still kind of working in ideas of what sort of the mythos was like.
Mhm.
To this point, like the colony drop hadn't even been established as hitting Australia yet,
Oh yeah.
which kind of comes up because Bernie has to, when they're infiltrating. Bernie tells the guy like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm from Sydney, mate.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, it's great this time of year. There's all kinds of snow in Sydney." It's like,
Mhm.
and then he fucked up.
Yeah.
It was at that moment he knew he fucked up.
Yep. Jumped out the window, size 6. But yeah, like it, mm, and it's just so. Uh, it's fun to. Nice. I keep saying fun. No, it's really interesting to see. Like you see Al slowly understand what's going on, slowly, right? But it's interesting because Al's the kind of kid that just wants to. He, he's just an innocent kid who's lost in. Hey, this is cool. This is fun. There aren't any real consequences. There's no weight. It's just, hey, there's hey, some mobile suits have shown up on our on side 6. I've heard about them, but I don't really pay attention to the war. I don't really pay attention to the news. I don't know who's winning. I don't know who's good guys or bad guys. But I saw these cool guys with this cool mobile suit, and I'll be their friends now.
And actually, that's the other part that does make this stand out on its own is that he's not befriending like a Federation soldier like you would almost expect them to have done. But it's
Mhm.
with the Xeon that we're getting to further humanize who really should be seen as, and any other instance like probably would have been just painted as just red villains.
Well, it's like, okay, you know how like in Seed and a few other times and a few like other shows, not in all Gundams, but there's that point where uh the two the protagonist and the rival, they get thrust onto some island or some out of connection. This happens in Gundams too, but all of a sudden they're just away from their mobile suits because it happens in Double OD3, right? Yeah, where there's an episode where two people who shouldn't meet, who shouldn't be friends, meet on a different playing field and see each other as two human beings, and then they have to deal with it. It's almost like this whole mini series is that whole episode in a deeper, I don't know, in a better, fuller storytelling.
Yeah, like the story of like enemy mine.
Yeah, is what I think. What the beginning of 0083 is when they meet, and then they find out later that they know each other. Way later in the action, right?
But also in this case, like we're also not holding up the Gundam as the big hero. Like it's not like Amro's gonna show up and he's gonna save the day and he's gonna pilot the Gundam. It's like no, the Gundam's kind of the bad guy here.
Yeah. Well, okay. Um, and then I kind of jumped the gun because the first thing we actually see is the Xeon forces coming and trying to do reconnaissance mission. They're looking for something, and they're trying to sneak under this base that's supposed to be nothing, and then they realize that, hey, this is a bigger operation that's just, I don't know, it's been hidden up here and treated like a little old storage facility, but there's a bunch of cool GMs that get blown up, and you see the Gogs, and you get to see some really cool amphibious assaults, which those mecha from just that 10 minutes, the Xeon and the Federation ones have become very, very popular, and yeah, those designs have definitely held true for even being just having that little screen time. But then they obviously they don't catch. They're trying to stop the shuttle from launching, and obviously they miss because they have to go out and chase to figure out what was shipped with the cargo that they're assuming is something like a Federation mobile suit, but they don't know yet, so they're going up to Side 6 to investigate. Um, but the other thing that's interesting is this is so pivotally integral that the build fighters or high dive or whatever one, build divers, uh, there's an episode where they're doing scenarios, and one of the scenarios they're playing in that show is this scenario where the build divers are trying to defend, get the rocket launch, and the other guys are being the Zeonic forces. So it's fun how this scene is still immortalized in the Gundam fandom.
Well, and also like actually one of the first instances of me like actually becoming familiar with this particular like suit was I think the game Gundam Battle Assault 2, where this
Okay.
was like one of like the default suits. In fact, this particular the Hygog here, that was like the representative of this series, is because this is sort of this standalone mech from it. I mean, it just
Yeah.
look how cool it is.
This one and the Camphor really stand out for this. But yeah, it's so cool. I don't own one yet, but I kind of want one. The model, they're not real in real life yet.
Plus, let me wonder if I can find this, but I know like people have done like Gundam Girl like stuff of this.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's
Oh
some
yeah,
really cool stuff.
there's like a fan animation called like Raid in the Pocket.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can find a clip of this.
No, there's a guy that does Gundam Girls like monthly, and he kind of does the Mecha Musume based on different mobile suits.
Yeah. I'll show just a little bit of this of what I was talking about.
Okay, this is not what I was thinking, but this is fun.
Bam!
Oh, that's totally chibi stuff.
And now it's suddenly everyone's favorite mech.
Yep. Okay, that's really really funny.
This is called Raid in the Pocket, and I will provide a link for it.
Awesome.
But I don't want to go and show the whole video or anything. I just wanted to show a clip.
Yeah, no, I hadn't seen that one. That's really funny. I like those silly things.
Like, I want to see more of this. And trust me, it's worth it because it's just a lot more of that silly kind of cutesy sort of stuff. There's even like a Gundam Alex in it.
Nice. Well, you know how when they do the little chibi stuff, and it's just a parody, silly, like what sidetracking, but Ghost in the Shell did that with the Tachikomis and the Logikomis, and they were really really funny little, like what somebody put it in America. We had the tags in America with little side jokes or end of show little bits before the credits. They had these little bits, and what I really like how Shangri-La Frontier currently does that. Shangri-La Frontier Theater. I don't know if you've watched that.
No, I don't know about that. You'll have to cue me in on that.
Okay, it's at the end of the episode. If you watch, there's like a little silly thing at the end of each episode.
Oh, okay. It's a series called Shangri-La Frontier.
Yeah, sorry, it's a current anime,
Okay.
but at the end they do like those little silly little blurbs that are slightly chibi, slightly just silly with the characters. But anyway, yeah. Hey,
hello, Comic Relief Crusader, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy
the one year war just ended, and now we can start paying track to it again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So in about 2 or 3 days, Australia, good luck.
Yeah, sorry, all you guys down there, Lethal and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't. There's no ball drop. There's a colony drop.
True. It's a little bit late, but they probably if they started on New Year's and they let it do the natural progression of gravity fall. It might have taken a little while to get there. So
yeah. So let's go off the path a little bit here.
Cool.
When did you first get into Gundam?
Well, I can tell you. So, circa 2018. So, up until that point, I had been traveling a lot for work. I did the EPA compliance for natural gas, so I was all over the country. I saw that Gundam, the models, were getting more popular, and I'd kind of heard about it. And I had done a couple basic models when I was a kid, but it was around 17 where I saw them like in Barnes and Nobles. I don't know if they were in Target yet, but just like all over the place where they had the models built, you could see them in normal bookstores, normal pop culture. I was like, I always liked Mech Warrior and robots, and this Japanese version stuff seems pretty cool. So I want to say around January of 2018, I had just moved. I was having a lot of downtime for work because the industry slows down a lot. I had realized that I had several $100s in Amazon gift cards that I had like $200 or $300 that I had gotten over the last couple of years and just forgot about because of all the traveling and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I've seen all these models. I have nothing to do for a month and a half, maybe 2 months, depending. Not much, just like paperwork and data entry stuff. I'm gonna buy a few of these and figure it out. So I think one of the first ones I ordered was the master grade red and blue Astrays.
Not a Zaku?
No, not a Zaku. I was a Fetty boy. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. The Goof was one of my very first ones. The Goof custom. Um,
Even
Let me
better.
see. Yeah.
So,
And then, yeah,
so
go
we
ahead.
could say we could say it's been about 5-6 years.
Yeah. But after I started building, yeah. So after I really got into I've been watching like Zaku Aurelius and a few other people do their builds online while I traveled. I just never had time to do it. So all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna buy them. And I would say it's about the summer that I started watching the what series, like I think F91 was the first one I picked up. The movie,
Oh
which
yeah,
is kind of, yeah, that goes into the crossbone era, right? Because that's the same pilot after he gets older and the smaller stuff. So then I started watching as much as I could and finding what was online. I really went over to the Gundam Info site, which every now and then around this time will have free series or shows pop up for several months to watch. And so, yeah, that's how I get into Gundam.
so was that the same for you for the anime as well, or watching any of it?
Um, Sorry, say that again.
Well, what about like watching some of the series? Was that about the same time as well for you to start all that, or
I started
did that come?
watching them came a little bit later, honestly, actually.
Okay, uh, because I could tell you for myself, I started like I remember like when Gundam Wing first came out, and that became the talk of the schoolyard. So we're
Yeah.
talking like 95, 96, 97, somewhere right in there, like that late 90s.
Hmm.
Basically, right when it took off in the States was where I was first like thrust into it all.
And
And I've
I
always kind
did
of come in and out.
I did not watch it back then. I did not have cable.
Hello, Alex. Welcome. Good evening. Yeah, no, it and that's the always kind of the little struggles that was never always that easy to come across. Like I remember there was a time when I think Gundam Seed was airing on the Sci-Fi Channel, and
Hmm.
as someone who I didn't frequently check the Sci-Fi Channel out as much if they weren't airing Stargate, so I always kind of missed it, and I didn't find out until like later.
Hmm.
All right, so when so far, what has been your favorite series? Because everyone's got a favorite. Got to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I was also doing this real quick.
Oh, that thing I asked about.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not great at
Real quick,
multitasking.
I'll take a second to kind of
Yeah,
catch up with chat a
Bamfo.
little bit.
I see Squeaker in the chat.
Yep, Squeak is there. DJ Ronnie G says he's a Fetty, but he doesn't feel strongly as he does about coordinators. That's the thing. You're in the minority there, because not as many people do seem to like the coordinators and the seed stuff. Like I could say, having gone through that at the time, I became a fan of Gundam Seed, and Jesus Christ himself, Kira Yamato. Who can apparently do no wrong. Like it has been. That's one I haven't watched in like since it aired, so I got to go rewatch that
Hmm.
to see just like how well does that hold up. Yep, and there's Squeaka. If anyone's gonna make me release my outer mech, it's these two. Squeaka, we got to talk some mecha sometime. We gotta go peel back those layers and
Hmm.
find out what revs that engine for mecha.
Yeah. Do you like Alex and have a what was the armor called? The Chimbaku? I just butchered that. You know what I'm talking about? Because the armor of the Alex that falls off.
Oh right. Oh wait, no, I know what Squeakus should be piloting, and we could
Okay.
probably customize one up. We could probably make like a custom bear guy and make it like a mouse girl.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. There's some good ones. I'm trying to remember, but yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny she mentioned that because yeah, the Alex in the show it loses its armor, um, because of reasons.
Oh my gosh, these are just getting way more adorable. Let me pull this up. I was like trying to look up a good picture of the bear guy, and I love this. I love this custom here.
Oh, that's adorable.
Like I'm gonna get a tooth. I'm gonna get tooth decay from this. Look at that.
I have a couple little bear guys.
I need to get one. And this is just selling me on them more.
And they're super simple, super quick. Now the big bear guys are kind of like the redone act guy. I actually have the bear guy with the top hat and cane. I just need to build him.
I need one.
I think they're releasing some for the new seed little little mini thing. There was a couple of those new build fighter mech things, or seed or something else. No, the mech build fighters, the 3-part series. But there's a couple like luau bears and stuff like that.
Oh, DJ Ronnie G helped us out. It's the Chobam armor.
Thank you.
I love this thing. I need to get a couple of these now.
Mhm.
Look at that thing. Here, I gotta take away. It's too cute.
I think I have 2 little bear guys and a cat guy.
I think I got one of like the Haro mech
Oh
ones.
yeah. I haven't made a Haro. I think no, I don't have the Haro mech.
It's simple enough that you could do it like in your sleep.
Yeah. I thought I got one. I almost got the Hello Kitty Haro, but I didn't.
All right, so
Okay.
I suppose bring that back to that other question though. What series have you watched then?
What series have I
I know.
watched? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, what ones like kind of stand out to you?
All right. I should have brought this up. Hi. Let's see.
You pulling up any list?
Yeah.
Do I have you as a friend on there? Because
I don't think I actually have my own Annie list. I probably should do that.
I don't know, it's just something kind of fun about like tracking that and then sharing that with friends.
Yeah, I know Brandon has his Annie list. Let's see.
So
I do really bad at this because I'm staring at other things. I mean, Gundam Wing is always fun.
What about G?
I don't think I've watched all of it, but it's fun.
Come on. How can you gotta love it? The way every single episode starts.
Let's get things
Oh
started.
yeah, I was working
Gundam
through
fight
it.
all set. Ready? Go!
I'm trying to think, because
All
I
right,
feel
so-
like I've watched quite a bit of it, and but I haven't finished it.
What about the build series? Have you watched many of those?
So I have, because those were more readily available.
Makes sense.
When I started showing up in 17-18, a lot of those were still free on Gundam Info. I would sell I think I like the build. I don't know. The Build Divers has more fun mecha. The characters are cheesy as all get out. But some of the mech designs are fun.
I
So
mean,
like, uh, go ahead.
oh, I was saying my favorite part of the build series is how Ron Morel is just a character in it.
Yeah, he's just a
And
goofy old.
yeah, and then he goes to a local like cosplay bar where people dressed as like Xeon soldiers,
Mm-hmm.
and they all treat him like he's Ron Morel.
Yeah. So I finally watched 8th MS Team like last year,
Gundam Vietnam.
and yeah, that one's fun because it's just a little bit, once again, one of these kind of side stories from the 1 Year War where you don't have Amuro or the white base. You've got basically glorified GMs running around. I mean, I know it's a Gundam, but it's the ground Gundam, which is its own thing. I haven't watched Gundam X.
I have it on Blu-ray. I just got to sit down and break it out.
I need to find Turn A at a reasonable place.
What if Gundam had a mustache?
Gundam 083, I do have that one, and those are fun mechas, and the story's pretty decent. The protagonist is a bit whiny as per usual, but not bad. I think Gundam Seed was the first one that I watched all the way through because I borrowed the DVDs from a friend.
You have to tell us how that's turning out, how that's working for you, DJ Ronnie, because I really don't know with that one. I haven't watched it. I'm outside of the odd like video game crossover appearance. That's the extent for that series has been for me. I know it exists. It's over here. Just it's got the weird one with the mustache, but that's about as far as I know. Squeaker, we can absolutely do this. We'll do mecha class. Sweet, you see, we're going to learn about the Minovsky particles. Well, you see, the 0083 was created by Professor Minovsky himself. It allows for the mecha to be able to travel through space. And yes, your homework is going to be to watch anime. I hope you can handle this.
Now, the one thing that's really entertaining about the Build Fighter series, it's the meta is real. Like, it's a show about kids building Gunpla and being able to battle their Gunpla in a futuristic way that the little figures can actually fight, which now they're trying to do with the metaverse and the online stuff, which is having varied results in real life. But
did you hear about how bad that was?
Yes, I did. I did.
Okay. So for some context for people, Bandai Namco, I think, spent a bunch of money to make up this this like Gundam metaverse platform. I never bothered with it because I figured, oh, this is dumb. I'm never going to deal with metaverse stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, is it still tied in with Facebook? I don't know. I don't want any part of it. Apparently, in the beta version of the app, they forgot to do some encryption, and as a result, all these like highly detailed like the runners for the Gunpla parts were all just in the program itself. So the sleuths who know how to go and look through all the data logs were able to go and track all this stuff, and that stuff is just out there on the internet. And so you can go and like apparently just 3D print Gunpla parts now.
Oops. I hadn't heard that part.
Yeah, that it got really bad.
Ouch.
Including for some designs that hadn't even been put out yet.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That was how long ago?
That was like I'm going to say September.
Okay.
I
knew they shut down some stuff, but I didn't quite know why, but that's probably some of it. No, I hadn't heard that was that bad. I knew that that like the actual implementation was they had like a long range attack, and even if Gundam had a beam saber, if it slashed, it would still do like a slash ranged attack. So it didn't really look like anything. And I know you've played a lot of, well, you've definitely played more of the Gundam video games than I have, because I really
I
haven't
have.
played any.
Yep. Give me 1 second. I'll grab a couple.
Okay. Yeah. I spent more of my time building the models and then watching like the build fighters or build divers and having it on the background so I could watch people watch Gundam shows while I built my models, because it seemed, I don't know, fitting. And then if I'd already watched it, just play in the background so I could look up and watch the battles and all that jazz. You're still muted.
Oh, yeah. No, I just muted myself.
Okay.
So I have been one of the nice things is a couple of the games have started to become more readily available, including like some of the crazy crossover collab stuff.
Yeah.
For example,
why I bought a PlayStation. Yeah.
I would recommend you go and do some importing because these games are not available stateside, but I would recommend Gundam Breaker 3.
Okay.
This is like Gundam Builders.
Mm-hmm.
Basically as a game. So you're collecting like the arms and legs off Gundams and the Zaku's and Zeon and across all the different franchises, and you're kind of going kit bashing your own Gundams together.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. I recommend it.
Okay.
If you have something a little older, if you can find it, of course, the GOAT of all like Gundam games, as far as I'm concerned, is like the Dynasty Warriors Gundam franchise.
Okay. Now PS3 is its own issue, being compatible and all that. But yeah.
But then again, I suppose that you just said PlayStation, so I'm like, hey, here's what I just had right within reach.
Oh no, I get you.
And then of course, if you want something a little more modern, and this was another one of the import ones, so we got a later one to it, which is the SD Gundam series.
Okay.
So this is this game here is a big old like Universal Century crossover game.
Nice.
Where you can like pull in units from, you basically play through the events of the series, and then even like go and pull in the units and go and basically have like a what if the new Gundam was in 0080.
Got it. Yeah, because
it's all grid-based tactics.
Isn't one of the newer ones they were doing online or something that had that option? Some of those, like, you can redo the stories with other mechs. I don't know. I got some of the SD stuff and I got some of the turn-based stuff, but the turn-based stuff and the grid pattern just doesn't appeal to me as well.
It can be a little hit or miss for some people. I've always been a fan of like tactical-based stuff like that. So and plus also kind of coming from an age in which it was sort of beggars can't be choosers for this stuff.
Yeah, no, I get you. Like, I played more of the Zelda style RPGs than the turn-based, but yeah, that's a different issue.
Well, were you talking about, for example, I think it's SD Gundam G Generations Crossray?
Yeah.
Which is fun if you want to be able to like, that one is fun because if you want to be able to like have the Wing and Seed and a couple of the other like side series that aren't like the main UC timeline, those are fine. But I can see why some people may not care for that style of game.
Like, and I also got Code Fairy for the PlayStation that Snacks got me hooked on. And I started.
Isn't that built on the Battle Assault 2? Or no?
Yeah, it's something like that. But it's like the girl team, and they So I'll say this. So when they came out with the Gunpla models, and they showed off that the kind of some of the so okay, so this goes into the lore of the Pale Rider, right? So Pale Rider was off. Was it which side story was it where the Pale Rider first was introduced? Off the top of your head, I don't know either. Um, but it's based off RX-70 something. It comes up. It's like it's a glorified GM. I think the GM dominance somehow spurns from it or somehow connected to it. But like, so it's a light blue Gundam GM thing, really cool. Um, it- I want to say it might have been from Blue Destiny. Point being, there was only one, and then there was a lore that it was one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, right? So I believe it was during this game that the Black Rider and the White Rider were solely quote discovered or brought into. Because yeah, you start off with the Zaku's, and I think the other team has this, but you getting the, like I said, the White Rider, the Black Rider, and then there's the Red Rider who comes out. So I have a version
Careful.
of all. Hmm,
Be careful, you'll shoot your eye out. That Red Rider.
True. It's true. But I have all four of the rider, quote horsemen of the apocalypse Gunpla. The only annoying thing about those guys is there's so much. They're only high grades, and there's so many color corrections, and you can build them in different modes. So there's so many stickers, or if you want to paint them. But they're really cool designs.
So, just kind of that brought me back to a thought here. Kind of one of the nice things with build, like what we were kind of starting to talk about, was the prevalence of pushing the customizations to those kits.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always kind of fun with that series because you were able to not only did they put out they put out like a kit, they would then sell accessories to be able to go and further customize it and encourage kit bashing.
Yep.
But hey, a series like this is good because a game like this is good because then you can go and have your little Xeon waifu.
Oh yeah, gotta have a waifu.
Of course. I mean, I've only got like 2 or 3 on my desk right now.
To correct myself, it was the Pale Rider is from the Missing Link side story. My bad.
See, I'm not even familiar with that one.
It's like I think it's it started off as a video game or something, and so there's a few mobile suits models that come from there, like the there's the Gundam with the two.
Side story Missing Link is a 4-volume manga series released exclusively in Japan from 2014 to 2016. It's an adaptation of the Missing Link portion of the 2014 game Side Stories.
Yeah, okay.
The manga is a 1-year war side story focusing on 2 mobile suits, the convicts of the Earth Federation Forces Slave Wraith team and the washouts of the Principality of Xeon's Rachosias.
Yeah, Slave Wraith, you've got like there's a Gundam Pixie, I believe, in there. There's one of the parachute trooper ground Gundams and something else. They have a cool bluish gray scale. I know we're side storying a lot right now. Yeah.
Oh, I love the beam scythe.
Yes. You can get one of those on the Armored GM? Yeah.
Real quick. Ace No. Sorry, I don't have a clip for you like T-shirt does, but wait a minute. What can I give you? Let me. No.
Yeah.
How about this? Oops.
Yeah. Oh wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's always worth having like an office toy or two. You know, I'll have one even if like my job doesn't like necessitate something like that, but I still got have a little something just to kind of personify my space.
Yeah, at my old job, I think I brought up something small. Like, so I really like the Gundam Converge line because there's those 2-inch little models, figures, not models, but they're fairly well detailed. Other than I realized getting the new Gundam and a few others, you actually have to kind of build out some of the connections, but they're really fun. They're really small. Where I work now, I don't really have a desk space to put anything. I have a penguin on the desk, but that's about it.
Better than nothing. But oh yeah, no, I've seen these little Converge kits in like Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like just a little kit about that big or so.
and they come out with a different line, and so they come out with basically a package of 8 or 10, 10 of them, and so they kind of cross different modern or older. So they're never really all from the same series, but like there was one recently that had the Gundam Ariel in it. I haven't seen the newest one. I keep forgetting what it's called. The Witch from Mercury, the one with the witch broom.
I sort of dropped that series and just kind of haven't gone back.
Yeah, I honestly haven't either. So I don't remember the name of it. But somebody, my Secret Santa at work, gave me that kit.
Okay.
So I get to see how one of the most modern tooled kits of Bandai. So that's kind of exciting.
Well, and that'll be sort of the fun thing. From there, I would also recommend checking out something like the 30-minute series because those are kind of a fun little put together kit.
Yeah.
And if you want to go off the path a little bit, might I suggest the waifu series, the 30-minute sisters.
Very nice.
Unfortunately, green screen.
They're gonna be they're gonna be a little bit more easier to put together than some of the Kotobukiya ones or third parties. That's the thing I love about Bandai is just there's not much flash. The tooling's well done. They're gonna snap together.
Well, I also do like the Kotobukiya stuff because there is just an insane amount of ability to customize those kits.
Yes.
Like it's almost in a way it almost impedes them because it's like there's just so too many options at times. It feels like, but then I'm like, yeah, but I need all those.
Oh yeah, I remember. Squeaka says she needs that in her life because I remember showing Squeaka a couple years ago. They had a mouse girl. I forget who made it, but it was a mouse girl Mecha Musume model kit. And it was actually pretty cool. Had a little helmet or big mouse ears.
Okay.
I know.
That doesn't surprise me. I would be surprised they don't like also give her like a little accessory, like a giant like fake mouse trap to like set in or a block of cheese, Like there's a lot of possibility there.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Okay, so
made that one though.
So did you happen to come across that picture yet I asked about?
I did. Hold on.
Okay.
So fun fact about this guy.
Let me pull this up first.
Yeah.
This was before we started the stream. You were talking a little bit about the Gelgoog here. This is one of those earlier kits you put together, and this looks like this is it's well put together. It looks like it's got good proportions to it. I'd like to see what you could do next with maybe start getting into the realm of paint because this looks like it's a good start. Let's go more. Let's go further.
I was muted. I didn't realize I was muted. Okay, so let me tell you this. This was one of the early ones I put together. It is from this series, but this one right here, I bought, didn't do anything with it, but I bought the, the paint that kind of changes color, because
Yep.
there's like a purple greenish, purple orange, and there's like a pink reddish orange kind of something like that. I forget, or purple pink or whatever. So I actually bought it to try and play with spray cans and primer on this one. I never figured
Oh.
out which one I wanted to do, or just like make the arms shiny and the core different or something.
Have you done the spoon thing?
I have not done the spoon thing. So I'll say this: I started doing hand painting stuff. Actually, I'll see if I can pull that one up in a second. It was okay. I'll get to that in a second. No, okay, that's cool, Squid. So, but I really, really, really love this design. It's probably one of my favorite. No, Xeon did nothing wrong.
Oh,
I love the
I know
feet.
who that is.
Nice. This is an older model because like the arms, they use pegs coming out instead of. So this is like an late '90s model, maybe early 2000s. It's not as quite as modern tooling. The shoulders really don't have movement; they just kind of stick there much, and then the arms have a little ball joint inside the shoulder pads.
Because I think like the modern kits even have like a little like where the shoulder mounting point can even kind of move forward.
Yeah.
So you have that extra range of movement.
And that's what I did on the build Gundam. So let me stop sharing this one, and then let me share the one we were just talking about. Now this one is a custom from our good friend Snacks and Comics. This is the Punk, and so this is the Punk Waddle Sheriff custom. If you look, you can see that he has a sheriff badge on his chest, and his Zaku shield has an extra shape of Texas on the side of it. From this angle, it's harder to see, but it's there. He also extended the rifle there, so it's a little bit longer. Not that I need, the sheriff needs to compensate for anything. It just looks more impressive, and the custom, chain for the machine gun look. So the belt feed and the nice plume. Yeah,
this is one of my favorite customs because this is such a personal piece.
Oh yeah. The other fun fact about this one, this is off the Zaku 2 design that is actually in the 0080 that we're talking about, which is this Zaku design. There's this version and a white version that the Fetties have, but you don't see it that much, these proportions in the shows at all. So, but it's just little fun fact that this was actually built with the same specific model style that's in the show we're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's perfect though. But this is this is without a doubt my favorite custom.
Well, yeah.
I mean, down to like giving him a little Texas shield. Like I like to imagine he goes into battle like screaming, "You don't mess with me!
That's it. I am the law."
He's even got your mohawk.
I know. He's got his little beak there and everything. I mean, Snacks did a really good job on this one.
Like I want to take that. I want to take that shield. I want to like make cookies out of the mold.
That's funny.
Tastes like freedom.
Well, that's a totally different Gundam. Let me see. Okay,
we'll get those together for the 4th of July.
Okay, so here, let me show you the real quick. You want to see my custom if you want to see that real quick.
Oh yes, please.
Showing things. Yeah. Yeah. So this one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's good. So this one is this is from two Gundam build fighters. It's the Kamiki Burning Gundam, which it's interesting though. If you look at the shoulders, they're asymmetrical. They just came out this last month, released one with the updated version, symmetrical with both round sticker things on each shoulder, and the backpack with wings. Because I was trying to add, it's like I think it's Build Fighters Try or something. There's like a Schwarzringer. These legs are actually from it's two different Gundams.
It kind of looks like the Zeta legs.
It's very Zeta-ish. Its proportions. If it had wings, it would look very Gundam wing proportion with huge legs and small torso. But now they have one with the actual wing backpack, so I almost want to buy that one and do what I need to. And orange wings, I think too, or I don't know. I'll find the kit for you later. But I was trying to add because this guy's backpack, because he's a burning Gundam, he has the attachment for the circle of flames on the back, like the God Gundam.
Oh, 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a snacks.
Hey, Stacks.
What's going on, guys? I would have been here earlier, but I got effed at work because that's how the world works. Yeah.
That's how I get it. We've just been kind of nerding out over Gundam for a while now.
We were just talking about your Punkwaddle custom.
Oh, my Punkwaddle custom. I love that thing.
So do we.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, what else are we talking about? I'm sorry.
Oh,
you're good. You're good.
Just looking at the custom one I painted a while back.
Is that it? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's hand painted, so like I forget which one it is. So the legs are something with a really gross orange torso that's cheaply constructed. But I like that they're kind of Zeta, and they have the little blue that kind of goes with the blue of the top, so it works well.
Yeah,
kind of meshes well once you paint it over. But yeah,
that's cool. I think I found the re-release possibly.
Okay.
Or no, I think I'm seeing the shoulders.
Yeah, this is the re-release. So this one has
nice.
Those are the symmetric shoulders, and then it has the wings in the back. And if you scroll down, there's a picture of the wings that actually have like flame parts in them.
Yep. Oh, what did we build last Nag? It was it was the gun cannon and gun tank. That was the last Nip and Nag.
Okay, yeah, so maybe it doesn't show.
No, they don't have any picture. Oh darn, that's lame.
It is lame because on other sites you can see the pictures. But yeah, I'm really considering ordering that because I have those legs half built somewhere else. But, yeah.
There you go.
I'm still sitting on that RG Tall Geese kit. It's been sitting here for like a year. I just haven't gotten around to opening it yet and even starting to build it.
You know what, Punkwaddle, do you have a Tall Geese?
I have a Tall Geese 2 RG.
Okay, yeah, we can. I have a Tall Geese MG. We can all do a nip and nag together. The tale of three geese.
True.
Such an angry Gundam build stream.
It'll be a high goose.
Yeah.
Be a high goose. Yes.
Especially when we lose parts off the RGs.
No. Squeaky says hi.
Oh, Squeaky says hi.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think she was secretly like hanging out just like in the hopes that like, oh, is Stacks gonna show up?
Yeah, I show up. It's kind of hard because I was trying to get off of work, and it was just like, yeah, we're busy. We're still busy. Everywhere else is closed but us. I'm like,
ouch.
Cool. I know. We were so busy. I was like, hey, turn off the DoorDash. And then we got a call from the boss. Like, why do you have the DoorDash cut up? And I'm like, because we're busy. We're short-staffed. What the hell?
So So I guess real quick to sort of wrap it back around, were you able to sit down and revisit War in the Pocket for
You know
this?
what? I was doing a lot of work and not a lot of homework. I have not
Okay.
seen War in the Pocket since 2020. I binged a whole bunch of Gundam that year. I could probably go with the flow though. Probably.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
we just kind of gave a
Sorry.
little bit-
Sorry, teacher. I couldn't pass in my homework.
well,
Okay,
now
I
you have
just
to give
finished
now you have to give an oral report.
Okay.
I didn't finish my homework until 30 minutes before the stream.
Yes, it is a Christmas story.
It is.
It not so much as Die Hard, because Christmas is so intricate to that story. This just
Die Hard is not
kinda
a
happens
Christmas. It's an action story with Christmas elements weaved into it. It's
Oh no. Oh no. Well,
That's like it is, but it isn't. You know what I mean? Like
I will say,
if you take away all the Christmassy parts of Die Hard, it still works. You know what I mean? But if you
And-
add it into it,
and the thing about War in the Pocket is, I mean, it could have been around a Thanksgiving Day parade too, but
True.
the floats
Well-
and the things he comes up with are because of situational things like that. So the Christmas Day parade,
Do the Japanese know about Thanksgiving as much?
no,
know?
not at all. Like that's like not even a thing. Oh,
Some random day in
that was weird.
November, foreigners they buy like poultry and shit.
okay.
You
So,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
You're right. Right. What other days do what other days would they have a parade? Also, the other thing is interesting.
Yeah. It would
is
be
that
Christmas would be the most that'd be probably your biggest bang at a buck because that's internationally like Christmas is worldwide almost.
I do find I find it interesting that all the words are written in English on all the signs, the
Yep.
signage in the side, which is kind of telling of, I guess, where they see the world at that point too.
Also, there was that other thing you were mentioning before the stream.
Yeah, that was also in English.
Yeah.
Little graffiti on the wall.
Yep.
Little profanity that I had not seen before. But
I mean,
totally caught
all
my
of the
attention.
colonies have some sort of like theming towards it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In some way or another. Some are like themed out like a theme park. You know what I mean? It's like this is Texas,
Yeah.
or this is this is like China or whatnot. But
So
and some kind of develop their own kind of culture, like the Site
True.
3.
Okay,
so
that's
what was your big takeaway from War in the Pocket, Snacks? Because you've got the whole thing with like the kid going through like
Yeah,
learning like for the first hand just how bad war can be.
how bad war can be, and bitches be crazy. Yep, and mobile suits are dangerous, pretty much.
They are.
I like our spy guy, the Xeon Special Forces guy. He was my favorite.
Bernie.
Bernie.
Big Brother.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how the whole thing is. I know the synopsis of it though. So
Yeah.
And I think there's one of the things at the very end that I kind of remember taking away from it is you had these other two classmates of Al's who are just so like they have no idea about everything that he went through and experienced. So they're treating it like it's just this just war's exciting because it's like all kinds of stuff and hey, the school gets shut down.
And we found this really, really big shell this, and maybe we'll find live bullets next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Bernie's like, I just saw my closest friend just get killed because of war. It's not as fun as I thought.
And he didn't have to.
Which works so well to show, like, there will Bernie or Al may have gone and experienced like the horrors of war for the first hand for himself, but there will be others out there who they may never truly know how bad war can be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which leaves a little bit of a bittersweet taste in your mouth at the end that really makes this one so memorable for Gundam series. This is, I think for myself, this is gonna be one of the top series, though I can't quite rank and place them because there's so many to pick.
Yeah. I mean, there's always the shock and awe. I'm going a little philosophical on it, but there's always a shock and awe when things just like suddenly snap. Because Amuro was in Site 2, right? Was it Site 2 or Site 7?
7.
7. It was Site 7. Okay, and that place was like thriving. There was lots of industry, and there was a secret government program about building giant robots that ended up having the colony get doomed. But it was a place of privilege, and no one was thinking about war. You know what I mean? No one but the scientists were thinking about war.
You make
until the Zaku's freaking entered and started freaking machine gunning everything.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Are you still going? Because
no. That's
okay.
I mean, that's essentially how the whole Gundam thing starts.
Right. And because earlier, one of the things is how about this is one of the earlier, the third series in the Gundam franchise, right? So in my mind, I was saying earlier that it doesn't parallel the whole kid who's thrust in the war that knows how to operate this big machine somehow miraculously.
He's not a new type.
He's not a new type at all. But the parallel that I didn't click with until you just said it is they were developing this Alex Gundam that is parallel to the White Devil from Amuro's. It's same thing. People who didn't know anything about war, but this time the kid wasn't the pilot. He was just an innocent kid who just wanted to have fun and be cool. And then realized somewhere in there, the weird thing about the whole tone of this is like he's being used, but he's also become Bernie's friend, which is weird. Like the other people are using him, but they actually have a real friendship. And Bernie becomes friends with Chris, in the whole non-war side of things. And then with the last episode when he realizes, holy crap, this is real. This didn't have to happen.
Yep.
Yeah,
they do a lot of the Federation. Well, actually, the Zeons are kind of like from space, so it's that's kind of their forte is testing everything in space. But the Federation too, they test all like their they're really advanced grade Gundams in space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it, it's just like, yeah, RX-79, Site 7. There's a couple others too, but yeah. What's up?
Oh, this is just kind of thinking over. This is just kind of to sum it up. This is a series that I feel should be seen at least once. This is one of those like I don't know if like this is going to necessarily be like a yearly tradition for me because it's kind of like I said, it's a bittersweet ending.
It is a very bittersweet ending.
One of the things I was talking about earlier that said I'd bring up later now that we've talked a little bit more about it, but it's not as dark as Grave of the Fireflies, but
that's just bitter.
Right, but this story could have turned that way. This story could have been there. Like this could have had a couple different turns. Like the fact that Al's dad, he's like, yeah, there was a Xeon ship that got attacked and blew up right outside my window, and they were on the way to this base to blow it up, and they had nukes, but they didn't because they got caught, right? So his dad could have been on. Like this could have turned out so much worse for him. He got so lucky. Honestly,
there's an alternate universe somewhere where his dad gets killed on the way to the colony, and then Al has to get put into a mobile suit and become a pilot.
Yeah, if his his dad gets killed, and then he goes and gets in the Alex and saves the day.
And then a prototype assault ship is just dry docked, and they gotta go before the Xeons steal that too.
Yeah,
and then they head to Earth.
Because there is that. It's not.
That sounds familiar.
It's a similar class to the white base.
And then
the side.
And then Bright just shows up to slap people for no reason.
Yes.
Well, now this is just getting absurd.
Yeah, look.
What's the
you don't graduate
idea?
and become a Gundam pilot until you get smacked by Bright. Like it is like Gundam law, and he has like the
if your allegiance is Fetty, if you're a Fetty officer of some sort.
So how many times was Hathaway slapped?
Who gets smacked? Who smacked? Camilla. Camilla freaking smacks everyone.
Yeah,
I have a clip for this.
Exactly.
Oh, I missed it. What was it? Oh.
All right, you want it again?
Yeah. I knew it. I was like, who on Xeon's side smacks people? I'm like, oh, Camilla does. Yes.
I don't have a clip for this, but the other option is like Char shows up and just laughs at you.
Yep. That almost hurts more.
It does.
And then he like wears sunglasses and he clinks a glass.
It's the emotional damage.
King, king, king. Yeah. Well, if I'm clinking glasses, it would be Char, but I'm going Gundam Wing on that one. I'd rather with Zex Marquis.
Well,
he's a little more classy, just a little more.
He is. And there's
and then Zek's gonna have to spend like 30 episodes whining and being a more anime protagonist, enemy. Like that is the most
almost
thing. Like
he's the anti-hero, but he's almost a he's close to it.
He's got the protagonist angst. Like, I gotta opine over like having to fight. And, I gotta be whiny, but like people think he's so cool.
Sure. Yeah, he's almost a secondary protag, which in a way he is, I guess.
Yeah, he does have as much of a story arc as any of the pilots.
Yeah, and all the pilots are, I think. Oh, who's the Chinese one? Fei Long.
Oh, Wu-Fei,
he's got the least. I think he's got the shortest freaking
screen time.
Yeah, it's like stream time, like story arc. His story arc is very simplified.
He's the most angsty militant. Doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't know what he believes in, and eventually is like,
"I'm not gonna fight a woman."
Oh my god, that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
fucking straight up with the misogyny. I'm like, yes, first.
Yeah.
Long claw, long dick.
Then there becomes respect.
Yep.
Weird.
All right.
Oh, Pop's in the chat. Pop Culture Mechanic.
Oh,
good to see you.
Hey, Pops, welcome.
Pops in the chat.
What?
We gotta get you into the Mechpit sometime, and so we can kind of talk about some big robots sometime, because you gotta have a mechanic.
So I think it's amazing the GMs from this, or the gyms, or however you want to pronounce them. You get the snow kind, you get the command type, you get the space type, and you get the sniper. All of which are very derivative of each other, but all are
it's clearly a testing base. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because why would you have that variety of different mission oriented, GMs? You wouldn't. You would space like the snow types at an Arctic base,
Right.
or like a frost like asteroid or something like that. I'm not totally sure, but stuff like that. You know what I mean? And the snipers. Well, you scatter the snipers out because everywhere needs sniping. In
Yeah.
space.
My favorite unit that shows up for a whole like 5 seconds is the mass-produced gun cannon.
Yes. Is that the one you were building last week? Snacks.
I think it was a week ago. Yeah, it was the gun cannon. Yep.
I don't know if it was that specific one because because there's so many that are very close to each other.
Yeah.
And that I can't remember if that's the football helmet one or the other one.
Yeah, might be a football helmet one. It's okay. It looks very similar.
Yeah.
The best
I clipped
drawings
this.
of
I think
a
I can.
gun cannon. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, say, I clipped this. I think I can safely show this.
Okay.
And
Yeah, probably.
YouTube won't ding me.
If it's only a couple seconds, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, basically the entirety of its screen time.
Sweet.
You got it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I gotta make sure I rewind this just so I make sure you catch every single second of it, like looking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, the gun cannon is very much like a linebacker.
And that's it.
I thought you see the front of it in a couple seconds later, but yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to see what's happening. It's either his propulsion pack is running a backfire or the fuel injection system is freaking like spitting out wrong, and it's not working. It's just not working. There's no thrust coming out.
Yeah.
There's smoke, but there's no boost.
They're trying to they're jumping out of the ship. They're trying to land. They're trying to get the baddies because the camper's coming.
Yep.
What's this? Oh, guys, I have more footage. I'm getting word.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
We have more footage.
There it is. Yep. He got shot.
It takes on a city block.
Checked out the city block. He had the generator. My goodness.
So he was packing, but that camper takes
where that piece I was missing went.
Mm-hmm. So
I see. Even in anime, they're always missing a piece to the Gundam.
Yes. I hate it when I lose or break the waist joint and I can't put it together.
It's like, oh no, the waist is broken. Super low.
And that was all the screen time the mass-produced gun cannon got.
Yep.
But that's okay.
Such a pivotal, important mech for this anime.
I mean, it's a big target robot that needs big boom boom.
I'm gonna say the GMs, the gyms in this series are kind of like Leos. If they show up on screen, they're gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Well, see, the other thing though,
unless a straight up freaking Chad is in the freaking cockpit, you know what I mean? But his X-Marquis, he blew up too. His thing blew up as well.
I'm talking about in this. Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Well, the other thing is they forgot that. Sure, it's painted red, but Char ain't piloting it.
It's the Red Comet.
That's a fair point. Power outage.
Well, I think that's about the best we got for this year. Do you want to got anything? Any other series you want to recommend? Anything? Any other? What's Gundam aside? What's your favorite big robot mech thing you want to mention?
Other than Gundam, huh?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything lately other than Gundam.
I mean, there's always Gurren Lagann. That's always just a fun one to watch.
That's a classic. That's a good watch. If you like super robots, like super
Yeah.
robots.
It's much more silly, and everything gets bigger and funner. And, let's see.
Well, I will continue to recommend people check out Gal Gaigar, King of the Braves.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Full Metal Panic. That's pretty comical, and it's got good mechs too.
It is fun. Yeah, I've watched the first couple seasons of that.
Now, if we're going Gundam related, though, I freaking sing about this. It's my favorite Gundam show. It's mostly the manga I love more, but that's because they only did like 2 movies.
Oh yeah, we have not talked about that one at all today.
We have not talked. You haven't talked about Thunderbolt, huh? Well,
no, I've thought about it, but no, we hadn't brought it up. So I'm glad you are.
The artistry in every page, I'm just like, wow, this is beautiful. Like, pick up some of the mangas, and you will not be disappointed. It is some of the best. It is big, bulky, freaking manga too. It's great.
And
the story is working. The story is great too.
Thunderbolt's one of those other series that it's kind of hard to kind of go revisit because, and I'm just going based off of like the movies because
I watched the movie 1,000 times. I love it. Shit, man.
I'm like, it's like, hey, let's get amputees and jazz music, and we'll just like kind of go have an existential crisis as we discuss like war amputees. Like, yeah.
Well, it's like, and then it's like he's down to 1. He just need 1 to cut it off. I won't do it.
Hey, we need you to get into the big super robot. It's just going to cost you your last limb.
Yeah, your last limb. Yeah.
You didn't need that.
But don't worry, you'll be able to beat this other robot with ease. Kind of.
Nice.
Oh.
Hey, so you got someone reading it with you.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go, man. That's freaking. It is dope. It is dope.
So the other thing is, you mentioned how Zex, when he piloted the I just blanked on the grunts.
Zex, when he pilots he played the Leo. He was in the
Leo, yeah. So
and the guy was like, "You sure you don't want to go into an Ares?" He's like, "No, I'm more used to my Leo."
Hold on.
And he does it with a freaking Leo and a parachute.
Yeah.
Parachute attachment.
So Zex piloting the Leo is comparable to Fleming piloting the GM after his Gundam breaks down. He just takes a GM and tears up shop for the rest of the second movie, right?
He does a little bit, but then he gets introduced to the other version of the Gundam,
Full Armor.
Gundam Atlas.
Yeah.
And
so there's the Full Metal Gundam, or was it the Full Metal Gundam?
Full Armor Gundam.
Full Armor.
Come to think of it, though. Come to think of it,
Full Armored Gundam with the freaking all the freaking shields.
Come to think of it, like Gundam Wing might be a good one to go revisit now, just because of like one of the big elements of it being sort of AI brought into military application.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched both. I watched that every time I was deployed. I just after we were doing flights and whatnot, I just get down to my bunk and watch some Gundam Wing.
So what would the suit be you'd be using? Let's put the hypothetical anime world where Snack's deployed in his choice of mobile suit.
Okay, which faction am I in? Which Gundam faction am I in which Gundam setting?
I'm just asking in general if you could pick one.
Ooh. I'm picking one. Okay. That's a good question. I'm a little fair to the Xeon side, so it would probably be a Zaku high mobility type. if I can't get a goof. If I can't get a goof, high mobility type.
The goof's where it's at.
Yeah, the goof is where it's at. Though I would, that's only like straight up like aces and stuff like that can get that. So I think depending on my career, if I'm still like a lieutenant, I'll probably be in this the Zaku. If I make lieutenant commander, I'm gonna be in a goof for sure.
For myself, like I'm torn. Like one of my favorite Gundam units is the Freedom. Just I love the look of it.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
I would totally do Zaku Gundam, Psycho Zaku, but there's only one caveat on that, and I can't go through it.
Oh,
yeah. I want to keep my arms.
Fair enough.
Oh,
fair enough.
What about you, Punk Waddle?
Let's see. I really like the Gelgoog Jaeger, although part of me says if I was Xeon, I would want one of the tri-stars, the purple and white, Zaku high mobility types. If I was a Fetty, if I was a Fetty, I'd probably do just one of the GMs or something. Probably die though.
So Iron Cat, you're in the was it Gundam Seed universe?
Yeah, just if I could pick any suits, like my three favorites are like is the Freedom. I like the Goof as well, and then out of Wing, it's gonna be like probably Death Scythe.
Death Scythe, that's a pretty dope one.
This is the
right,
wings that I had on it.
Okay.
But they don't mount well in the back, so that's why I kind of scrapped them.
It looks like it almost needs to be just mounted on a stand and kind of floating.
Yeah,
like in that very wing-like fashion.
Well, the other thing about these sets of wings that you can't quite see is that it's only the top piece that pivots. The three smaller pieces on both sides are stationary. So it's like a cheap version of the Freedom wing, but it kind of sucks in application. There's only a couple of poses that it looks actually good.
So, and I assume like it can in that Freedom like design, the idea is like they can kind of pivot forward, shoot lasers, sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how this worked. The reason I left some of it orange though is because he's got the burning fists, and it kind of seemed to work together like the trailblazers of the 90s,
I would.
It's a fun build, and the posability on the wings pretty interesting. It's almost like there are funnels in there
too. It's crazy.
There we go.
Yeah, your mic's going in and out. But it's one of the build fighter ones that it was towards the end of the line the feet and the wings are from, so they're kind of hollow parts, and it kind of felt like it was a specialty one for a one-off OVA, and it seemed like they didn't put as much effort as they'd had in other ones. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, guys, this has been fun, and we've gone over what I was intending to do. But
sorry, I was late. I was expected to be home earlier, but things happen.
Yeah, that's totally fine. It happens, and I'm just happy you were able to show up at all. So thank you so much.
We should totally do this again. I love talking Big Robot.
Oh, absolutely. We'll find another series. We'll find something else to kind of nerd out over. Maybe I'll turn around and make you watch some tokusatsu or something.
And the other thing is, if we do another nip and nag, and we kind of have a theme, like last time we had the gun cannons and gun tank. If we have themes or know what we're going to build, we can kind of talk some trivia about those too. Throw that kind of in the mix.
Oh, hell yeah.
So.
Yeah. So let's go around real quick. What do you guys got coming up? Punk?
Well, New Year, new Ice House. No, just kind of the normal stuff. I just released a Happy New Year short, my very first short. We'll see if I do any more this year, but starting off the new year right.
Yeah.
And then gonna keep doing Ice House videos and work on some sheriff waddling that I do. So
Nice. That's cool.
maybe you'll see more drunk waddle and who knows what other puppets this year.
There you go.
I think you should do like a sheriff of the month sort of thing as well, like a
Okay.
deputy of the month sort of thing, where you just kind of like give someone a shout out. I think that'd be kind of fun to do.
True. Yeah.
But what are you snacks? I mean, yeah, I know we got Cotton Council coming up on Saturdays,
Yeah.
or we're on a break right now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on a break right now, which thank goodness, because my PC did crap out on me, and I can't turn it on. It's okay, because what's new coming up is a new computer. Yay!
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
That's
then
always
and then I'll set up everything, and then I'll go from there. So my channel's gonna be a bit quiet for now, but that's okay. That's okay.
well,
I can
in the
do.
meantime, you
It's
should,
just an
you
excuse to
should-
do more backlog, setup, support, and all that other bullshit.
I mean, in the meantime, you should still do some like random shorts here or there with the phone, just kind of like, yeah, I'm Gator, I'm kind of off here and
That's
I'm
true.
all
Yeah.
Come
like,
on,
yay.
I'm here in
Hey,
the.
look, it's Charlie B.
It's Charlie B, everyone's favorite.
Really?
Okay, not everyone's favorite.
Aw.
He's one of my favorites. Although, I do want to hang out with the seal sometime.
I'm still here.
Seal.
Seal's always just
I got-
late.
Yeah, Seal's always
He's,
late.
he's got terrible timing. Like he shows up to every stream like at the last minute.
Hmm.
Let's see. Tomorrow I'll be on with Pops and Stone Loki for Talk Hard. I think we're talking about some toxic movies.
Nice.
So it's a good way to start the year. And then I think next week we're doing a review of Highlander 2
Okay.
because
I-
it takes place in the year 2024.
Does it really?
It does. I'm not making that up.
I don't know if I've seen that movie. I know I've seen Highlander. I don't know if I've seen the sequel.
It's so bad. You got to watch it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Wait, who's in
I'm gonna find
Highlander 2?
The Highlanders are aliens.
Oh, no. Yeah, I remember.
I might have seen it. It might have been so bad I didn't finish it.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen a lot of it, and I know exactly what you're talking about. There's some great people in the movie.
Sean Connery's in it.
Yeah.
I love Sean Connery.
And they had to justify. It was like a stipulation. They had to put Sean Connery in the sequel.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big actor even back then.
Yeah. It was James Bond.
He's Gene Bond's in the '60s, so he's always been a big actor. What am I talking about?
But all right, that was fun. Let me find a clip or something to send us out on.
Hell yeah.
Let's see this.
No. What was that? It was
That was
red.
Zoidberg to a Zagat.
It was a Zagog, yeah.
Scuttling.
I gotta get some more clips put together, but I'll show you one of my other favorite ones, and then we'll head out of here.